All right, let's dive into this kiwi research. I gotta admit, when I think superfoods, kiwi is not usually the first thing that pops to mind, but you sent over some interesting stuff, so I'm ready to be surprised.
You'd be amazed how many hidden gems there are in the produce aisle. Kiwis are a perfect example, actually. They might seem kind of unassuming, but they're loaded with good stuff.
Yeah, and it's not just the whole vitamin C is good for you thing, right? I mean, we've all heard that one before.
Right.
But your research, it really highlighted how much vitamin C kiwis actually have, like way more than oranges, apparently.
Oh, absolutely.
And then it got into all these comparisons, and that's when things got really interesting.
Yeah.
So, for those of us who don't spend all day reading about vitamins, what is it about the vitamin C in kiwis that makes it so special?
Well, a lot of fruits, they'll brag about their vitamin C content,
Oh, yeah.
right? But with kiwi, it's all about the bioavailability. That basically means your body can actually absorb and use it much more effectively. It's not just about how much you eat, it's how much your body can actually put to work.
Okay, so like a little kiwi vitamin C goes a long way.
Exactly. Plus, kiwi's got this whole team of antioxidants that work together with that vitamin C, making it even more powerful.
So it's not just the vitamin C itself, but how it interacts with everything else in the kiwi.
Exactly. And one of its partners in crime is iron. The research you sent, it talked about how the vitamin C in kiwis, it actually helps your body absorb iron better,
Yeah.
especially the iron you get from plants.
Oh, that's interesting. And that's especially important for people who don't eat meat, right? They might not be getting as much iron from their diet. For
Exactly.
those of us who slept through high school biology, remind us again why iron is so important.
Basically, your red blood cells, they're like the delivery trucks for your body. They carry oxygen from your lungs to all your cells, keeps everything running. And iron's like a key component in those cells. So if you're not absorbing enough iron, you can end up with anemia. And that means your body's basically running low on oxygen, things start to slow down.
And that's when you get that tired, sluggish feeling.
Exactly. It's like trying to function on 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You can push through for a bit, but eventually you hit a wall.
So to sum it up, kiwi's got your back, or your red blood cells backs when it comes to iron absorption.
Exactly.
Now, I also noticed that the research mentioned something about kiwis and collagen, and as someone who's maybe a little concerned about wrinkles, that definitely caught my eye.
Sure.
What's the connection there?
Well, collagen is a protein, and it's basically what gives your skin its structure. It keeps everything firm, elastic, young looking.
Okay, so like the scaffolding that holds it all together.
Exactly. And your body needs vitamin C to actually produce collagen effectively. So when you're eating your kiwis, getting that vitamin C, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to keep making collagen.
Ah, so it's about supporting your body's natural processes, not just slapping on a bunch of creams and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
Now, moving on to another topic, digestion. Always a fun one. I'm always interested in foods that can help things, well, move along. And it sounds like kiwis have a few tricks up their sleeve in that department too. We were talking about how kiwis can help with digestion, and you mentioned fiber. It seems like every health article I read is all eat more fiber. But I gotta be honest, sometimes it feels like nobody actually knows what fiber does. Is it just me?
I get it. Eat your fiber. It's like they drink 8 glasses of water in the nutrition world. Everyone says it, but who knows why?
Exactly. So what's the deal with kiwis? They just pack in extra fiber or something.
Well, they do have a decent amount of fiber, which is great.
Huh.
But the real MVP here is an enzyme called actinidin.
Actinidin. Okay, you're gonna have to break that one down for me. I've never even heard of that before.
It's like a natural cleanup crew for your digestive system. Breaks down proteins and makes things easier on your stomach.
So it's like if fiber is the street sweeper, actinidin is the, what, the garbage disposal?
Pretty much. You know how papaya and pineapple, they're good for digestion. Actinidin is kind of like their cousin. They all belong to this group of enzymes that are really good at breaking down proteins.
Okay, now that you mention it, I have heard that pineapple can be tough on your stomach if you eat too much. Is that related?
It can be. Those enzymes are powerful. But with kiwi, it's usually not an issue. It's gentle enough to be helpful, not harsh.
Interesting. So basically, if I have a big steak dinner and then I eat a kiwi for dessert, it's like sending in a little enzyme squad to help me digest it all.
Exactly. Actinidin helps break down those big protein molecules into smaller pieces that your body can actually absorb, which can be super helpful because, after a really protein-heavy meal, that's when you get that kind of heavy, sluggish feeling.
Yeah, like you need a nap, even though you didn't actually do anything.
Exactly. And that's your body working overtime to digest. A little actinidin can help things move along more smoothly.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see why kiwi is such a powerhouse. It's not just about vitamins, it's about all these other things they've got going on.
All right, it's like a whole orchestra in there. And speaking of things working together, your research also mentioned kiwi and heart health, which I thought was fascinating.
Yes, that definitely caught my attention. I mean, I knew kiwis had potassium, which is supposed to be good for blood pressure, but
Yes.
it sounds like there's more to the story.
Oh yeah, potassium is definitely important. It helps to balance out the sodium in our diets,
Yeah.
which is good news for your blood pressure. But kiwis, they're not stopping there. There's more going on.
Okay, now you got to tell me everything. What else can these little green wonders do for our hearts?
Well, one thing that really stood out in the research you sent was about kiwis and cholesterol. Now, this is still an area where scientists are doing a lot of research, but there are some promising findings.
Okay, so don't go quoting us on this just yet, but what have they found?
Some studies suggest that eating kiwis regularly could actually help lower your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind.
Interesting. And maybe even raise the good kind, the HDL.
Exactly. But like I said, more research is definitely needed.
So, potentially a double whammy against cholesterol. Okay, kiwi, I'm impressed. But how does that even work? What is it about this fruit that might be responsible for all these heart-healthy
That's
benefits?
the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
It seems like there's not just one magic bullet. It's probably a combination of factors. The fiber in kiwis probably plays a role. They're unique antioxidants. And who knows, there might be other bioactive compounds in there that we don't even know about yet.
It's like kiwi is a big mystery that scientists are still trying to solve.
Exactly.
It's like this little fruit is a secret weapon for heart health. And speaking of powerful things, your research also mentioned antioxidants. I know they're good, but I'll be honest, whenever I try to read about the science behind them, my eyes kind of glaze over. It all gets a bit too technical.
Yeah, it can be confusing.
Can you give us the simplified version? What are antioxidants really, and why should we care about them?
Imagine your cells are like, I don't know, little warriors, right? And
Mm.
every day they're fighting off these bad guys called free radicals.
Okay, so it's a battle happening inside our bodies.
Exactly. And free radicals, they come from all kinds of things, pollution, stress, even just breathing. It's part of life.
Yeah.
But these free radicals, they're unstable. They can damage your cells if there are too many. That's where antioxidants come in. They're like the backup that swoops in and neutralizes the free radicals, stops them from causing too much trouble.
Okay, so it's like they're disarming the bad guys.
Exactly. And kiwis, well, they're full of these powerful antioxidants. We've got vitamin C, of course, plus vitamin E, and then these two superstars called lutein and zeaxanthin.
Lutein and zeaxanthin. Wait, aren't those the ones that are good for your eyes?
That's right. They act like internal sunglasses, protect your eyes from those harmful blue light rays you get from screens and the sun. Pretty important these days, right?
Yeah, with everyone glued to their phones, it's like giving your eyes extra protection in a digital world. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about vitamin C, fiber, enzymes, antioxidants. I have to say, I'm pretty blown away by how many benefits are packed into one little kiwi. But let's get practical here. What's the best way to eat them? I'm kind of stuck in my ways. I usually just slice one up on my yogurt in the morning.
That's a classic for a reason. But you can absolutely branch out. The research you sent had some good tips. First off, don't be afraid to give a kiwi a little squeeze when you're at the store. You want one that gives a little, it's not rock hard. That means it's ripe.
Ah, so no more guessing game. That's helpful. And then once I've got my perfectly ripe kiwi, what's the best way to store them?
Once they're ripe, the fridge is your best bet. It keeps them fresh for longer. But if you need one to ripen up quickly, you know the trick, right? A paper bag with a banana or an apple.
The old fruit ripening trick. Always a good one to have up your sleeve. Now, I used to think of kiwi as a breakfast-only food, but the research you sent mentioned ways to enjoy them throughout the day.
They're super versatile. You can throw them in smoothies, of course, but how about salads? Or you can even grill them. Adds a nice smoky flavor.
Grilled kiwi. Okay, you've got my attention. I am all about trying new things. Any other unexpected kiwi combinations that you came across?
One that caught my eye was kiwi with honey and almonds. It's like a sweet and savory snack that also happens to be really good for you.
Okay, I am 100% trying that. I love the mix of creamy and crunchy and that little touch of honey. That's my kind of snack.
Sounds delicious.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We went from kiwi as a pasty snack to kiwi as a nutritional powerhouse.
Right. They're packed with vitamin C, fiber, antioxidants, digestive enzymes, good for your heart, good for your eyes. It really makes you wonder what other nutritional surprises are hiding in plain sight.
That's a great question. So next time you're at the grocery store, don't underestimate the power of the kiwi. This little fruit packs a serious punch. That's it for this deep dive, everyone. Thanks for listening.